Well, there's a lot of proof that, there's like 5 different agencies, major agencies after my President Trump. And it's got to be pretty difficult. That's just like me. I feel that a lot of people, for a long time, I just recognized it. You could be so vulnerable in your life and think that some people are your friends when they're not. They really are not your friends. They're not people that you should support. For instance, I don't think that we should support DACA. They need to let it go. There's a lot of young people. Free education, please. There's so many young people in America that need that opportunity so that we could support America. It needs to get back where we're supporting America, and that's the direction it would be going in under the leadership of President Trump. And there are people that don't want to see that happen. Now, we see that the global thing is not working, and we see that the people that we have allowed to come here will turn around and disrespect us in mounds and groups and disrespect the United States of America, yet getting everything free, welfare, housing, getting everything free while the vets are sleeping out on the street. I saw 3 white guys sleeping out on the street downtown the other day. So it's not a white, black homelessness. Doesn't have a color at all. I don't see enough Mexicans in the street. You know why? Because they're highly supported. Now, even though Buy America, isn't that, and Americans still want to support that. I don't understand that at all. We, one reporter, blogger, which I'm very proud of because he has new equipment now, and his can look like, a news show. So my way of blogging is kind of old-fashioned, but I would have to invest more money into my softwares. And there's tons of different softwares now that you can use to do a blog, a certain blog. My blogs are personal. Investigative reporting, I post them on, I usually post my influences on my timeline. Like Ann Coulter. She is straight up what I'm trying to say. She is just straight up. There's just nothing what direction America is moving into, which they're trying to stop President Trump. So they're trying to stop him big time too. They want him in jail. But it looks like there's evidence for some of them to go to jail, including your Obama. He knew about all of that President Trump accused him of, when he turned around and said that he didn't, because it's documented. It was in newspapers and stuff like that. So he knew about it. I think President Obama is a dirty, low-down dog. I always did. And I hope that I'm able to say, I told you so. Trust me. I told you so about him. But it won't do the black community any good. Black people say that Rosa Parks was the first woman that stood up on the bus and said, hey, I'm tired of sitting here. I don't want to go to the back of the bus. I want to sit in the front. And she wasn't. It was Claudette Colvin, which deserves the props. 2 young children to teach children that lie. Now, if black people, they do that in their NAACPs and black caucuses and Black Lives Matter, you really disappointed me. That is a terrorist group, for real. That is just getting to be disgusting. And you're putting things out so that people can kill police, and that's not right. to murder a policeman or to jump them when they're asking you for your license. I saw that. And I thought to myself, how many people, when we tape things, are we taping all of the incident? Are we taping when the person is jacking the police or trying to get their gun or something, and then the police all of a sudden jacking them, and that's what we see? Did Michael Brown try to get that policeman's gun before he started to run with his hands up? Did that actually happen? Because I saw an incident on that someone had recorded from the beginning, and the policeman asked him to show his license. So he reaches in his pocket to show the license, and then he grabs the policeman, and he actually bit him all in his ear, his face, fighting the policeman. The policeman rolls on the ground. He tries to call for backup, and at that particular time, he took out his stun gun and started to use it and to get the man off of him. And I said, how many times has this happened? This can cause the, police to be kind of etchy on certain people when asking for a driver's license. When I first saw Sandra Bland, when I first saw it, I don't care how many black people, Roland Martin, I could care less about, but let's say she had an attitude. When he walked up and asked her and started talking to her, it was like smart aleck, not like he was authority. And I think she would be alive today if she had said, yes, sir, no, sir. Okay, sir. I really do. I believe she badmouthed him in the jail. And when she was walking away, she was saying something. And when you go, my rights are such and such. And when you do that, that's kind of like offensive. You'll think as a policeman that may have been jumped or jacked by somebody just asking for their license might try to just take you to jail. Black Lives Matter encourages this. And I'm very disappointed in that organization. Very, as a black woman. You don't disrespect the police at any time. They are authority. That's just like your parents. You don't tell your parents what to do. Well, some do. But do you say yes, sir? Your grandmother or your grandfather, do you say yes, sir, no, sir to your parents? So you do the same thing to the police. You don't badmouth and run your rights down to the police. You don't jump them when they're asking you for your license. I saw that and I said, oh my God. So at that time, the policeman's life was in danger. He could have easily not took the stun gun, but actually shoot him. See, these attitudes when the police approach you is incorrect and wrong. And Black Lives Matter encourages this. You do not disrespect the police. It's yes, sir, no, sir. You get out of the car, if your pants are hanging down to you, looking like a gang. If you say yes, sir, no, sir, keep your hands visible, I don't think and then some police have said, forget it. We've seen this happen over and over again, pow, pow, pow. I don't want to die. And what ended up happening to this black guy, as soon as the other police, the one that jumped the police just for asking for his license, He just asked him to see the license. But he was standing to me too close. But you have to reach out and take the license. And that guy jacked him, out of nowhere. Did Michael Brown try to take that man's gun, the policeman's gun? And out of frantic, if I'm a police and you tried to jack me and struggle just like he said, that little boy that was there is not telling the truth. And I knew he wasn't telling the truth then, because it was the way he was telling the story, which was his friend that he was with. But did he jump that police while the police in the car reach in there and try to take that policeman's gun? And so out of distress, okay, there's already been a call that he robbed the store that he just had been to. So then out of stress, they tussle with the gun. And then he takes off running with his hands up. And the police, out of just, his life could have been taken if he had gotten that gun. He probably just was asking him a simple question, and he just jumped off, just like this guy that I saw in this thing, to take the gun. Now you think that's a black thing? That's a living thing. That's a life thing. And so when he stopped tussling, when he found out he wasn't successful, he was a little high, because he probably rolled him a blunt or something and drank a little something, so he was a little buzzed. We all know that. I wonder if they checked his blood. I don't remember them mentioning that. But whenever you think you can take a policeman's gun, you are a threat to me. That is disgusting. And then you go running with your hands up. Why didn't he just run? Why did he put his hands up? He put his hands up because he said, okay, all right, don't shoot. Because he had a reason to shoot. He just gave him one back at the car trying to take his gun. I believe that. I saw that and I said, well, what if that happened in Ferguson? What is this? And not only did he shoot him one time, he shot him 8 or something times just to get him to fall down. Because just a minute ago, just think if you are the policeman, he is authority, and you disrespect him to try to take his gun, what else would you do? I totally disrespect that. You cannot disrespect the police officers. Black Lives Matter, gone. I no longer, and if they classify you as terrorists, it is true, because you are against the law of the authority of this land, and you need to be ceased. You got to respect the authority. But then you'll turn around and when you need them, to come after you've been beat up by your husband or boyfriend, or after you've been raped, after somebody took your child, when you call the police, oh, now they're good to go. But when you're out there in those streets and you're doing stuff that you ain't got no business doing, and then you get stopped, and then you try to attack the police, or bad mouth, your mouth. If it's not yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, you can't say that. You don't go running your rights and saying you can't, but I told you, you can't. Sandra Bland, you can look at her body language as she was walking, she was talking and saying things, doing that. What did she do when she went into the jail? It's just all unbelievable. I've changed. You look at things for what they really are. And my president, I did not like Obama, never did, after Trayvon Martin. So I'm not a racist against my own people. I just don't like the way you do things sometimes. A majority of the time. It's like you just want to let it go. Trayvon Martin was legit murdered. And the man that did it admitted it after the trial, just like Emmett Till. The man, he said, yeah, we killed him after the trial. That does happen. And Obama, in this case, he's a black president, set up, and his attitude and everything about that boy's death was totally out of order. Obama has put more kids in betterment, DACA. He put them first over American children. Did he ever think some of these parents can take a relief for their kids going to school for free? I don't even want to talk about Obama, because black people are always going to hooray him. And when they lock him up, it's going to be, oh, the white man did this and the white man did that. He deserves to be put in jail. He deserves it. And they need to throw him up under the jail. And that's the only way. They need to get rid of him. Because that shadow government is trying to really almost murder my president. They want to destroy, because things here would change greatly. Immigration would change. You know, not just anybody would be able to come to our country and live. They want more people that can bring something. And really, I live on the level of the illegal immigrant. I'm just being honest, because of my illness. And I live on the same level when you look at levels. So I'm a charge. But it's not fair to the taxpayers of America for people that came here. But I did work here for many years, and so did my grandparents. And my parent, well, my other parent was sick too, but my mother was gone at 24 years old. So the people have worked and put money into that pot, and it's going to take care of everybody but American people. How did we get here? How did we get here? How did our minds as American people believe and want to fight against the person that does no longer want that anymore? How can Ann Coulter said an interesting thing. We need to bring people in that can offer something to this country. Why is that so bad? Now, some of these kids, because they're young people with DACA, could be focusing more on getting the education here and then going back to their countries and making their country better. If they would think on that. But now what they're going to do is get that program canceled. These little, every last one is just doing whatever they want to do while they're here. Not taking advantage of just the education part. You know, go home and make your country better. Mexico, Guatemala, all the places that the government is not treating them right, then they can become the government. But they rather do that here and make a fool and mess up in my president's business. And that cannot happen. You're not going to get away with it. And Obama, you're not going to get away with it. He thinks he's smart. He got a shadow government. I mean, CIA, FBI, everybody. And President Trump so far has been walking a steady line. He kept going. He's steadily doing things that he should be doing for this country. Now, if he continues to do that and not put these people in jail or keep in his mind that he got stuff that he can lock Hillary up, she needs to go to jail. Obama, they need to go. All of them need to go to jail. And once he locks them up, then boom, keep on doing. Build that wall, infrastructure, tax reform, keep fixing the, and God, please keep Obamacare out of the picture forever, and work on the health care for people here in America. If he does that, he's in for re-election next time. And believe me, this America would have changed. DACA stands in the way of people that are waiting in line and doing the right thing. That's why he needs to get rid of DACA. They're jumping ahead of people that are doing the right thing. That's what I really feel for the undocumented, the documented. I feel sorry for them because they're going to get blamed for what these undocumented people are doing, which is the reason why it's going to stop, taking people's social security numbers. You can't do that. That's a federal offense. How can you commit crimes and I can't? Stop and release. When some of the little black boys have gotten shot just taking their license out of their pockets. Stop and release. You don't have no rights. You stop and you get the hell out of this country. And deport them immediately. All of this would change. And this is what the liberals do not want to see happen. And just so happen, all the newspapers, everything that you hear about my president, all that stuff is fake. And yes, he is white. But he's the best president we've had in a long time because he is seeing the need of the people of this country. You know what I really can't stand? I can't stand people, and I'm talking about blacks. I can't stand when, if it's the Christian thing, then they jump on that bandwagon. Then they'll include that in their thing. If it's immigration, then they'll jump on that bandwagon and they for that. And I can't stand people like that because you know what? They don't stand for nothing. They're just for wherever the wind blows, and I don't want to say anything that will hurt somebody's feelings. So I'm going to just jump on the bandwagon that everybody else, a majority of the people are on. And that's what a lot of the news, the fake news, CNN, Don Lemon, I want to see what's going to happen to that young man's career. It ain't good. It ain't good. It's not good. See if he'll be there a year from now. CNN. Fox and Friends. Part of Fox and Friends is good, and the other Fox and Friends, you have to turn it off. That's how they just bash. Trump ain't nothing. Trump, one was, he is this and he is that. There's no such thing as that. Not somebody that's moving, and he's going to build that wall. There will be a wall. And it's well needed. All countries have borders. And someone climbed up to the wall to prove a point. I would like to let you know that I want to see you climb that wall once it's built. you'll be electrocuted and thrown 15 feet back. You won't be climbing that wall. So, boy, it's a lot, isn't it? I listen to it a lot, and now that I guess somebody tried to tie my tongue, but you can't do that because it's meant for me to do what I'm doing. You can't stop me. You could do all the voodoo. Somebody sent me a thing that they're doing voodoo on me and all that kind of stuff, but you can't voodoo a voodoo. Can't do it. It'll come back on you 10 times. Some of these women that call themselves voodoo priests look so bad. They get a certain age and they look really bad. And you wonder, did they have an operation or something to make their face so wrinkly? Or is it's the light skin? See, most people think light skin is really good, and it is. You know, most guys like light-skinned girls. Hollywood loves light-skinned girls. And the dark-skinned girls don't really get anything. But when they reach a certain age, oh my God, they look horrible. I don't understand. They age so fast. And then the dark-skinned girl, you could do... like me, I just had surgery January 10th, and I have part of my tongue I cannot feel anymore. So it's really hard, you know, but I just still run my mouth. Hey, somebody didn't like what I said about black. They didn't want their daughters dating any white men at the University of Arizona or something. And you know what I said to them? I said, shoot. Let me tell you, it's her loss. You shouldn't teach your kids that crap anyway. Racism. I mean, even though racism exists, why would you want your kid to go through that? And then they may meet somebody white. And then the white might meet somebody black. Look at Prince Henry. Henry. With Meghan. Meghan is from Crenshaw. Okay? And then Prince Harry, she got a prince and a beautiful man. If he's anything like his mother, he is a beautiful person. Because she wasn't scared to be different. I admire her way more than I would Miss Obama. She was not afraid to be different. So she divorced that king that she's married to. That was unheard of before she did that. She was like that in everything that she did, and she was very silent. Unlike myself, she was quiet. She appeared to be quiet, but she was real strong in the things that she did. And he's just like that, and he's going to marry that Crenshaw young lady, which is a cute little girl. See? You can't teach your kids don't mess with other races when it comes to dating and stuff. And if all of those were little white boys in Arizona, then let her date one. Don't try to pick a black one, because the white guy might love her. That does, color doesn't represent you have to be the same race. That's so old-fashioned. See, I don't even know why black people holding on to that mess. I know Dr. Umar Johnson is about that. You know what I mean? He doesn't want any mixed marriages. In 2017, how can you tell kids that? And if you tell kids that, that's initiating racism. So then how can you say somebody else is racist against you when you're racist? That's racist. And I don't mind saying A lot of people say it was my fault. The reason why none of my relationships worked out, and probably is true because maybe because of the bipolar disorder, could have made me kind of impossible. But I'm going to tell you something. I needed someone that was more understanding. And all the black men that I dated never pulled a chair out. They always needed money. You know, they get with women. They don't have any money, so they get with a lawyer. My girl is a lawyer. Or my, you know, that kind of crap. What worth are you as a man? But then when the little white boy came, I went on a date not too long ago with a white guy. And I pulled out my money to pay for my meal. And he just couldn't understand why I did that. He just said, why are you paying for your... I'm just used to that. I'm black manized. And I got to get out of that because, you know, all men don't hold those same standards. And so you can stop your daughter from having a good experience and being catered to and treated like a queen to some just because he black and he might have a degree. I know some that have degrees that your wife has to pay for everything or help pay. And if she doesn't, then you treat her like a dog. You know, just horrible men. Horrible relationships just because they're black. And she can get a Prince Harry and be treated like a queen. And he's cute too. I think he's a very attractive young man. Get a Prince Harry. Okay, so don't ever put the color thing on some, you know, don't do that. Because then you'll miss out. You're the one missing out. And if your parents do that, I feel bad for you. Because I know you're going to be doing things to please your parents. And that's so sad. Because you might meet somebody of another race that might make you a happy person. And that's to the guys too. Guys meet a white girl and he's happy with her and they have kids and stay married for 20 and 30 years. Obviously they had some chemistry going on. Color should never be the issue with young people, and you should not teach your children that, because then that makes you racist, and then you're walking around black power ungawa every day. Black, 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 black all day long. You know what I found out? People that do that, I stay away from them. They have already limited themselves. You know, and I just get away from that. Because, that's black, black. That's what I do. Everything you say is black. Everything's got to be black. Church, black. This world is full of all people. And what they say, this is a nation of immigrants. And pretty soon we should have other immigrants that will come in. I think India. I just keep saying that. I don't know. Something just says India would be, because India would bring something with them. Even if they don't have any money. Sometimes in their families and stuff, they may want to come here and just live. Look at Dubai. I guess that's why. It's just, they know, how to take care of themselves, won't be a charge or trying to take what you got. And their religion is neutral. Christians meditate. Catholics can meditate. They just go within, the same as you're praying and all the religions, so they wouldn't insult a religion. I just keep saying that. Although there's a socialist India. She's from India. It's like that with every. You can get a Muslim socialist. You can get a Mexican socialist. You know, a black socialist. You can get all these different socialists. And you can always do that. But as a whole, if you're going to be a land of immigrants, start bringing in immigrants that complement America and would add to America instead of taking tons and billions away. That must stop. And that's what the liberals want to continue for their own benefit. Democrats, they need votes. That's how they survived. If you destroy that, they're never coming up again. And I did foresee that. I foresaw this country being Republican. And then maybe even the whole order is being a change. And President Trump represents that change. So, that's it. I'm gone. I don't want to talk. I know this is about 30 minutes. Oh, no, yeah. Ugh, it's a long time. So, come on, everybody. We know there's a fight, and there's going to be a fight. It's not a day that you live and you don't fight. You have to fight. We got wars going on, a couple of wars that could get real ugly. We got a lot of stuff going on, just to think about it. And it affects our young people, our grandchildren, everybody, you know. And it's going to affect, but there will be a change. It's not going to stay the same. And if there is also a high energy spirit that will protect President Trump from voodoo priestess. Trust me. I'm going to tell you about a curse. And I learned it. You know, I had a great-great-grandmother that was very much, I think that's how she made her living. And she was from Haiti. And a curse it cannot work on something that is supposed to be. If something is supposed to be in the order is supposed to be, then your curse will go back on you 10 times. So be careful on the witches and all of that kind of stuff. Be careful when you curse somebody, because it can come back on you 10 times. If it's supposed to be. It's almost like let's see, you try to put the curse on and it keeps bouncing back. You try to put the curse on and bounce back. That means it's supposed to be. And there's nothing. No how many pigs, chickens you slice. I don't care what you do. You cannot change the real purpose of anything. When I see a lot of people that I go look on their thing. One of them went to Africa. I could have easily felt despondent and say, dang, she gets everything. But it's supposed to be. Why would I do that? You'd be happy for people's successes. My other friend, she got an award, a big award. It seemed like everybody's doing great things but me. And then there was something that just hit me from within and came out, and it says, you are here. You're still here. You're still here, my dear, and that is great. I'm still here on this plane. And more better on the next ride. So, your curses won't work. Keep praying. Everybody have a nice day. And please, let's get together and help make America great again. Ashe.